Brian, what did you make of what Cam had to say?
Well, I love everything Cam brought up. I think, so many people focused on the things the differences, the reasons why Cam and Bill Belichick wouldn't fit. We never really focused on the reasons why they would fit. And Jenna, I've been on teams where guys had core fundamental difference in their thought process in women, politics, religion. But we all had one thing in common. We all wanted to win. And we all understood in order for us to win, we had to go out there and work hard. And that's one of the common grounds that Bill Belichick and Cam Newton have found, that they're going to be the first one in the building, the last one to leave, that they're going to work harder than everyone else because they want to win. And the other thing that I think is really important that Bill Belichick and Cam Newton have in common is that they both have something to prove. I mean, just remember the conversations after Tom Brady left New England. Everyone was saying, well, is Bill Belichick a good enough coach? It kind of sounds crazy for me even saying it now. Is he a good enough coach to win without Tom Brady? Can he get it done without Tom Brady? And if you listen to a little bit more of that interview with Cam counted every single day that he was out of work. But after he got released from the Panthers until he got picked up by the Patriots, he said it was 86 days that he was out of work. And so they both have something to prove. They both have a chip on their shoulder. They want to show the world that they can get it done, and they're putting in the work at this point to make that happen. And Brandon, you've seen it in different locker rooms. Guys with personality differences find a way to make it work as long as they can go out there and work hard and win football games. And I think that's the same thing that's going to happen in New England.
100%. And as shocking as it may seem, this may indeed be a match made in heaven. I look at the makeup of these guys, high performers. They work hard, okay? They get the job done. There should be no questioning Bill Belichick or Cam Newton because these guys are the same person. There seems to be this synergy between high-performing athletes, players, and no-nonsense disciplinarian coaches. We saw it going back in history with Bill Belichick and Randy Moss. We saw it with Bill Parcells and Lawrence Taylor. So when you really look at this, if you pull back the layers, you're really looking at something that we've seen before in history. So these guys, I think, they're getting along well. Everything coming out of the Patriots camp has been nothing but rave reviews about Cam Newton and Bill Belichick. So I'm excited to watch this thing play out this year. Now, it comes down to two things, and this is what I would end with. It comes down to culture and production. Now, they get along now. Cam has the culture now. But if Cam doesn't produce, Cam will be on the bench, or Cam will be cut, or Cam will be traded. So Cam got to get the job done. But, yes, so far so good, match made in heaven.
So, Brandon, I understand why Cam might have been a little concerned about how he's going to enjoy playing for Belichick because he'd only played for Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera was a player. He knew one style. He knew one team. And so I get that part of it. I don't understand why there was questions about whether or not Belichick would like Cam. Like, Cam is a champion at every level except the pros, and at the pros he came the closest you could come without actually getting it done in that Super Bowl, having the ball down less than a score in the fourth quarter. Cam is a notoriously hard worker. All of the, I don't know if Belichick's going to like Cam, and Cam alluded to it in the interview where he's like, it's because I'm a black quarterback. It all seemed not so veiledly problematic. Because Belichick sure seemed to enjoy coaching Rob Gronkowski. Belichick has sure seemed to enjoy coaching big personalities. Julian Edelman isn't exactly a wallflower, and Belichick has enjoyed coaching him. So the only question was, to me, Jenna, was Cam going to be able to be healthy enough to be Cam Newton? If he was, I was fully confident that Belichick would like Cam, would choose Cam as his starter, would say good things about Cam if he ever spoke about him. I was, if I will admit it, a little bit concerned, would Cam take to the Patriot way as quickly as he appears to have. But that to me it was a one-way question, not a two-way question, Jenna.
But Nick, it wasn't just members of the media or fans who questioned Cam Newton's fit in New England or Cam Newton's fit with Bill Belichick and their differing styles. Cam himself said, not just yesterday in that interview with WEEI, but a few months ago, said he had questions about whether there would actually be a legitimate fit between the two of them. Okay, so it wasn't just media or fans or Cam. It was also Victor Cruz-Wilds, and it was also OBJ, because they have such differing styles. That's, I think, where people came from when we said, hey, are they going to mesh? Looks like they have.
Yeah, so real quick, Jenna, before we talk about this, can we also save that clip when Odell is on the Patriots to show how happy he is? So that will come in handy in a a few years.
You can't have everything,
Brandon,
Wilds. You can only have most things.
Watch that clip. Look at Odell. He's like, he wants to win. Yeah. No, I'm stuck in Cleveland.
That's what
Brandon,
players want.
In Cam's original quote from WEI, he's like, stereotypes, like, are we going, I didn't know if it was going to be, and he kind of holds his tongue. And then in this last Victor Cruz interview we saw, he was like, there's a certain trepidation about, like, he can't quite put his finger on it. And I've talked to guys at my old job who played for the Patriots, and some guys like Teddy Bruschi are, like, obviously, like, pro-Patriot the whole way. They're still bleeding Patriot Nation. Other guys who it didn't work out for were like, it just didn't work. Like, I wanted to do all this stuff. And Belichick said, like, no, this is your route. That's all. And I didn't talk to Belichick for a few weeks. What is the perception around the league? Because I know the media perception. He gives, like, terse press conferences. What is the perception of players? Can you put into words what Belichick's perception is amongst players in the league?
Yeah, Brian, you know this. We have this fraternity. Everybody talks about football is family and it's fraternity. One of the things that we do all the time when we get together, we ask, yo, B, how was T.O.? How was Donovan McNabb? How was Andy Reid? When we run into the New England Patriots guys, hey, how is Coach Belichick? How is Tom Brady? Right? Like, we ask those questions. And in my 13 years in the NFL, I haven't heard one bad thing about Coach Belichick, from Martellus Bennett, from Tom Brady, from the McCourty twins. I haven't heard one bad thing. So the perception, Odell alluded to, he said it. He said, like, that's the perception. Players want structure. Players want discipline. We thrive in that. When there's no discipline, when there's no structure, there's pure chaos. There's a perception around players that players don't want to be in that. So you saw OBJ light up when he talked about, like he wanted to be there. Like he wanted to take Cam's place. So I think we got to look at both sides here, Brian. I know you understand this, but this fraternity, we always talk about how is this guy, how is this coach, or what happened in this situation. So for me, I think this is a match made in heaven. I'm doubling down on what Cam Newton said.
Yeah, a lot of players do, and a lot of people just in life just go by the perception. But I think Bill Belichick is going to offer something to Cam that he may not have received anywhere else, because he's always been the best athlete on the football field, the best player on the team. He's going to give him that structure, but he's going to give him that criticism. He's going to say, I'm going to treat you just like everyone else. And I think that's something that Cam wants at this point as well. He wants to be treated like everyone else. He wants to be yelled at. He wants to be screamed at. Now, maybe not as much as everyone, but at the same time, he wants to be held accountable to a high standard, because he understands that in New England, because people are held to a high standard, because that's the culture and character of that football team, that's how they win football games. And that's the number one goal for Cam Newton and Bill Belichick. How do we win football games? And I think Bill Belichick will bring the best out of Cam, because he's going to hold him to that high standard, and Cam will certainly live up to it.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.